In today's video, we're going to look at the price of a WangerFlange. I get people saying they're too expensive, they should be 25 cents. Why are they the price that they are? I popped into my local DIY centre and I looked at a few packets of other brackets. Now other brackets aren't really a fair comparison because they're made from zinc plated steel, they're not stainless, and they're mass produced, millions at a time, so it's not really a fair comparison. But these are the prices I got from the local DIY, and to be honest, a WangerFlange doesn't hold up too badly, I don't think. A WangerFlange is less than the price of a cup of coffee. Costs the same as about a litre of petrol. The second reason I touched upon earlier is volume. You can't manufacture something in small quantities at a competitive price. So this is probably the main reason why WangerFlanges are the price that they are. I'm getting them manufactured a few thousand at a time. To get the price down, you'd have to go to the hundreds of thousands or 250,000 orders. But when you're looking at value for money, you have to look at how long something's going to last. Your typical brackets here like this, once they're in situ and they're being used, and if it was outside, that would go rusty. You know, you maybe get 10 years out of it before it's sort of manky looking or fails because of getting rusty. Anything made from stainless steel like WangerFlanges, you're looking at hundreds of years. If you don't bend it by putting too much force on it and break it that way, it would sit in situ for hundreds of years and it would be as good as the day it was made. That's why we make them out of stainless steel. I did have some prototypes made in ordinary steel, and within 2 weeks of leaving something outside, they started to rust. And once something has rust on it, you can't use it inside on a lampshade or against furniture or against material because the rust comes off and makes everything look filthy. Yes, I could make them cheaper if I used cheaper materials and made them thinner or made them out of plastic. They would cost less for sure, and then if you increase the volume again, you could have a really cheap, nasty product that's not going to be useful for that long. And that's kind of the way the world is at the minute. People want cheap shit that they can use and throw away. The whole concept behind WangerFlange is that you don't throw it away. If you're up on a scaffolding and you drop one, it's worth going down the scaffolding and picking it up again because it's £1.50. Whereas if it's some cheap nasty thing, it's not worth going down the scaffolding to pick it up. You know, it's just it's a throwaway mentality. I want to try and get away from the throwaway mentality and back to a reusing mentality. And the only way you can make a product that's designed to be reused is to make it useful for lots of different things. So the idea is that you can use it for lots of different things. When you've finished with the thing that you used it for, you can make another different thing. We pack in these tins. You can get we do our 100s and 150s in this size tin. That costs us £1. We've got to wrap it up, stick the WangerFlanges in, and away it goes. But that's where the good news ends. This cost £50 to send to Canada. It costs £25 to send anywhere in Europe. We're at about 10 or 12 quid in the UK, but no matter what price a WangerFlange is, if you've got to spend £50 on P&P, it's a lot of money. Canadian, US and non-EU customers may have to pay duty as well, so that's another layer. What I tend to do though is mark the
WangerFlange is down at a trade price, so that if you do pay duty, you don't get stung with it. You got to do everything. What I work it out at is what it cost me. It's like a cost price, so that for insurance on the package, because that's the next issue. We've had packages split. You know, that's a decent tough tin. We've had them like they've been driven over. You know, so you have to. It hasn't harmed the WangerFlanges because they're made of metal. But God help anybody who's trying to set up a business and posting stuff to people that's fragile, because oh my God, it's terrible. Anyway, that's your post and packing. So by the time you add on your post and packing, you're at a fairly decent whack anyway. If you were to add on nuts and bolts and strut material, WangerFlanges are not going to be the major cost in a build.